Hi and welcome to my channel. I am Teeny Crochets and today I'll be working through this So Crafty Rainbow Crochet Kit. So stay tuned and get your crochet hooks at the ready and let's get going. So this is the kit I'll be working through today. I've already done one of these, so if you want to check my earlier video out, we made a cloud, so a cloud for a baby's nursery, but today we'll be making this rainbow. So this kit says it'll make 2. It gives it a skill rating of 2 out of 3 and it should include everything that we need to make it. So let's open it up and have a look. So included in the kit we've got our bag of polyfill stuffing. We have all the colour yarns and the amounts that we need to make our rainbow. We have a plastic embroidery needle and we have a plastic 3mm hook. Now if you watch my earlier video you'll know I hated this. I tried to complete a project with it and I ended up throwing it away. So I am going to be using everything that's provided here apart from this hook. So I will be using my normal 3.5mm crochet hook. Now here is the instructional leaflet. I already know the problem that I'm going to have with this is that this pattern is going to be written using UK terminology and I crochet using USA or American crochet terminology. So a single crochet in American is referred to as a double crochet in UK, so it can get a little bit confusing. So what I'll do is I'll put a conversion chart somewhere up here so that we can convert these instructions to American instructions. So the first thing I'm going to look at in this pattern is the pattern notes, because I need to know if there's any specifications that makes this pattern different to an ordinary pattern. So the pattern notes say, many sections are worked without joining in continuous rounds unless specified. Place a stitch marker in the top of the first stitch to mark the start of a round. So it says chain 1, the chain 1 at the beginning of each round does not count as a stitch. Opening up the notes or opening up the pattern, we have the actual written instructions. So I'm going to fold this so that I can keep this in view all time so we know what we're doing. So let's get started. So we're going to begin with the rainbow and it tells us to make 2. So everything we do now, we're going to make 2. We're going to finish this one and then make another one. So starting from the bottom of the rainbow and working upwards. So we're going to be starting at the bottom of our project and we're going to advance up. Row 1, with purple yarn, chain 10. 1 double crochet in the second chain from hook. 1 double crochet in each stitch to end. Chain 1 and turn. So we'll have 9 stitches at the end of this row, and if you remember this is written in UK terminology and I work in American, so what I will be doing is chaining 10 and then I'll be single crocheting in the second chain from hook and single crocheting in every stitch to end. Chain 1 and turn. So I've got the purple yarn. I'm just going to unravel it. And let's do as it tells us. So chain 10, I've done a slip stitch onto my hook, chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then I'm going to do a single crochet into the second chain from hook and into all other chains across. So at the end of this row we will have 9 single crochets. Chain 1 and turn. Next we're doing row number 2. So anytime you see something in these brackets and then it has a multiplication sign and a number, we're going to repeat whatever's in these brackets the amount of time stated afterwards. So this is an increase, so into one stitch we're going to do everything it says in these brackets. So chain 1, which we've already done because we chained 1 at the end of the previous row, but they're doing it at the beginning of this row. 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 2 double crochets into 3 stitches and then 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, chain 1 and turn for a total of 12 stitches. So for the American people like me, we will be single crocheting 1 into 3 stitches, then we'll be doing 2 single crochets into 3 stitches, and then we'll do 1 single crochet in 3 stitches, chain 1 and turn for the same amount of stitches, so for 12 stitches. So single crochet 3, so 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and now we're going to increase in 3 stitches, so we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So I'm going to increase in this stitch for 1 and 2, increase in the next stitch for 1 and 2, and increase in the next stitch for 1 and 2. So we have increased in 3 stitches, and now 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So just a single crochet in the last 3 stitches of this row, chain 1 and turn our work. So next we are told, fasten off purple yarn and weave in ends. Join blue yarn to the top of the last stitch worked. So I'm going to fasten off with my purple yarn, and how I do that is I chain 1 and then I cut my yarn and I pull through the tail. So I've fastened off with the purple yarn, and next we will be working with blue. So here is our blue yarn. So row 3 tells us 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 double crochet into the following stitch, followed by 1 double crochet 3 times. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches to the end, chain 1 and turn for a total of 15 stitches. So what I will be doing is single crocheting into 3 stitches, then I'm going to do a single crochet increase followed by 1 single crochet 3 times, and then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So the first thing we need to do is to join our new colour, which is blue, and to do that I am going to slip knot onto my hook, and I am going to insert my hook into the last stitch of the last round. And then I'm going to chain 1, yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to slip stitch through that first stitch. So I'm ready to go with the next row, which is row 3. So I'm going to begin by 1 single crochet into 3 stitches. So chain 1, and then I'm going to do 1 single crochet into 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Next I'm going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet 3 times. So I'm going to increase in the next stitch for 1 and 2, followed by 1 single crochet into the next stitch. I'm going to do that 2 more times, so 2 single crochets into the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet into the next. So that's twice, so we're going to do that 1 more time, 2 single crochets into the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet into the stitch after that. Then we're going to end this row with 3 single crochets. So we've got 3 stitches left, and we're going to do a single crochet into each of these stitches. Chain 1 and turn. So row number 4 states 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, then we're going to do a double crochet increase followed by a double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and we're going to do all of that 3 times. Then 1 double crochet into the last 3 stitches, chain 1 and turn for a total of 18 stitches. So I am going to single crochet into 3 stitches, then I'm going to do a single crochet increase, then a single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to do all of that 3 times. And then I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So single crochet into 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, And now we're going to do a single crochet increase followed by a single crochet into the next 2 stitches 3 times. So I'm going to increase into the next stitch, so 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and now I'm going to single crochet 1 into the next 2 stitches. So just single crochet the next 2 stitches, and we're going to do that another 2 times. So I'm going to do a single crochet increase in the next stitch, so 2 single crochets into that stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then I'm going to repeat that again for the 3rd time. So single crochet increase, 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to do a single crochet into the last 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. And then it says fasten off blue yarn, weave in ends, join green yarn in the top of the last work stitch. So I am going to chain 1, cut my yarn and pull through. And I'm not going to weave my yarn tails in till the end because I don't want to have to keep stopping. I may as well do it all at one time. So next we're up to row 5, and it says chain 1, 1 double crochet in 3 stitches, and then double crochet increase followed by 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, all of that 3 times, and then 1 double crochet in the last 3 stitches, and turn, chain 1 and turn, for a total of 21 stitches. So I'm going to single crochet into 3 stitches, then do a single crochet increase, 2 single crochets into 1 stitch, followed by a single crochet into 3 stitches, and all of that 3 times, then single crochet in 3 stitches to end. And I've also got to add my next colour, which is green. So I'm going to do the same colour method, the colour attachment method that I did before. So I'm going to do a slip knot onto my hook. I'm going to insert my hook into the stitch from the last round, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there are 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to pull that loop straight through to do a slip stitch. And I'm ready to go with my next colour. So row 5, chain 1, single crochet into 3 stitches, so 1, 2 and 3. And just so you know, we single crocheted into the same stitch that we chained 1 from, because if you remember in the pattern notes it says the chain 1s do not count as stitches, so we did single crochet into that same space that we chained 1. So we've single crocheted 3, and next we're going to do a single crochet increase followed by 3 single crochets. So I'm going to increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then single crochet 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, single crochet increase again, 1 and 2, followed by 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, single crochet increase again, 1, 2, followed by 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 single crochets to end. So just 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're up to row 6. It tells us to double crochet into 3 stitches, and then double crochet increase followed by 4 double crochets, all of that 3 times, and then double crochet in the last 3 stitches for a total of 24 stitches. So I'm going to single crochet 3, single crochet increase followed by 4 single crochets, and I'm going to do that part 3 times, and then single crochet in the last 3 stitches. So single crochet 3, 1, 2 and 3, and now we're up to our pattern repeat part. So I'm going to increase in the next stitch for 1 and 2, and now single crochet 4, 1, 2 3 and 4. Increase in the next stitch again for 1 and 2. And then single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Single crochet increase again, 1 and 2, and then single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we're going to end this row with 3 single crochets. So single crochet in the last 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Now it tells us fasten off with green yarn, weaving ends, join yellow in the top of the last work stitch. So to fasten off with this green, I'm going to chain 1, cut my tail and pull through. So row 7, double crochet into 3 stitches, double crochet increase followed by 5 double crochets 3 times, and then 1 double crochet in the last 3 stitches for a total of 27 stitches. So I'm going to single crochet 3, single crochet increase, single crochet 5, and I'm going to do that 3 times, and then 1 single crochet in the last 3 stitches. And I also need to add a new colour again, so this time it's going to be yellow. So I'm going to slip knot onto hook, insert my hook into the last stitch of the last round, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then complete a slip stitch. And I'm ready to go with round 7 or row 7. So I'm going to chain 1, and you'll notice the only time I chain 1 at the beginning of a round is when I'm adding a new colour. If I am working continuously with the same colour, I chain 1 and turn at the end of my rounds. So single crochet into 3 stitches, including the stitch we chained 1 from. So 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3. And now our pattern repeat, 2 single crochets into 1 stitch followed by 5 single crochets. So single crochet increase, 1 and 2. Now 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Repeat that again. Single crochet increase, 1 and 2, followed by 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, single crochet increase, 1 and 2, followed by 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 3 single just throwing things off the side, 3 single crochets, so 1 single crochet into each of the last 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1 and turn our work. So it's time to flip our pattern, and we're on to row 8. So it asks us 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then double crochet increase followed by 1 double crochet into 6 stitches 3 times, 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches for a total of 30 stitches. So I will be single crocheting 3, single crochet increase followed by single crocheting 6 3 times, and then 1 single crochet into the last 3 stitches. So single crochet 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now our pattern repeat, so increase in the next stitch, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, followed by 6 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's repeat that again. Single crochet increase, so 2 single crochets into this stitch, followed by 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. One more time, single crochet increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 5 and, sorry, I lost count then, it was 5 and 6, and then single crochet in the last 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Now it's time to fasten off with yellow, weave in ends and join orange yarn. So chain 1, cut my yellow tail, pull through and get ready with my orange. So row 9, we are going to chain 1, double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then double crochet increase, followed by 7 double crochets. We're going to do all of this 3 times, and then we're going to finish with 3 double crochets. So I will be single crocheting 3, single crochet increase, followed by 7 single crochets, and then single crochet into the last 3 stitches of this row, for a total of 33 stitches. So let's attach our new colour, which is orange. Slip knot onto hook, insert hook into stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then finish with a slip stitch. And I'm ready to go with row 9. So we're going to do 3 single crochets, chain 1 first, 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and now our pattern repeat. Increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Repeat that again. So increase in the next stitch, 2 single crochets, followed by 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then repeat that one more time. Increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then a single crochet into the last 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1 and turn. Now row 10, 1 double crochet into 3 stitches, double crochet increase, followed by 8 double crochets, all that 3 times, and then a double crochet into the last 3 stitches. So I will be single crocheting 3, single crochet increase, followed by 8 single crochets, and then a single crochet into the last 3 stitches. So begin with 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to begin our pattern repeat. So increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 8 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Repeat that again. So increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and now 8 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. One more time. Increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 8 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then single crochet into the last 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. So fasten off with orange yarn, weave in ends, and then we're going to change to pink. So I'm going to fasten off with this colour, and the next round will be with pink. So So for row 11 it says to chain 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 2 double crochets, so double crochet increase, followed by a double crochet in 9 stitches 3 times, and then end the row with 1 double crochet in 3 stitches for 39 stitches. So what I am going to do is single crochet 1 into 3 stitches, then I'm going to do a single crochet increase, followed by 9 single crochets 3 times, and then 1 single crochet into the last 3 stitches. So if I bring my work back in, we're going to be adding the pink colour this time. So if I just find the end of the yarn, there we go. I'm going to slip knot onto hook and attach this colour. So insert my hook into the stitch from the last round, the last stitch from the last round. Ooh. Get everything sorted, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then complete a slip stitch. Ooh. Do that all again, complete a slip stitch. So let's begin this row. So chain 1 and now 3 single crochets. Remember to single crochet in the same stitch that we chained 1 from. So 1, 2 and 3. Now we are going to single crochet increase followed by 9 single crochets. So I'm going to increase in the next stitch 1 and 2, and then do 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. I'm going to do that again. So a single crochet increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then do that one more time. So single crochet increase in the next stitch, so 2 single crochets, followed by 9 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then to finish this row, we're going to do a single crochet in the last 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1 and turn our work. So let's look at row number 12. So 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, a double crochet increase followed by a double crochet in 10 stitches 3 times, and then 1 double crochet in the last 3 stitches for a total of 42 stitches. So I will be doing 1 single crochet in 3 stitches, single crochet increase followed by 10 single crochets 3 times, then I'm going to do a single crochet in the last 3 stitches for a total of 42 stitches. So I'm going to single crochet 3, 1, 2 and 3, and now start our repeat. So increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then do 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Repeat that again. 2 single crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 2 single crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2, followed by 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a single crochet in the last 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1 and turn. So now we're up to row 12. Chain 1, 1 double crochet into each stitch. So what I'm going to do is single crochet into every stitch across for a total of 42 stitches. So 42 single crochets. So a single crochet into every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 39 and 40, 41 and 42. So it's time to fasten off with this colour. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to leave a longer tail than normal because I have read on, and further down it does state that we will be using these yarn tails to sew the 2 pieces of the rainbow together. So just leave a longer yarn tail, cut and pull through. So now we need to make another rainbow exactly the same as this. So go back to the beginning of the video and make a second one, and I'm also going to weave all of these ends in, and I'll meet you back here to show you how to sew them together. I'm just going to quickly show you what I mean by weaving in ends. So with all these yarn tails, I'm going to pick one up and pop it onto my embroidery needle. And what we want to do is to weave this yarn piece in and out of our work to make it really difficult for this piece to unravel. So I've got it on my embroidery needle, and I'm going to take this yellow tail and thread it in and out of the yellow stitches. And then I'm going to pull it through, and then I'm going to trim that tail off. So you wouldn't even know it was there, but it's just a little bit more secure than if we just trimmed right at that beginning piece. So I have my 2 rainbow pieces, and it's time to make the pom-poms. So I'm going to move these out the way, and now I'm going to read the pom-pom instructions. So on our written instructions there is a template for the pom-poms, so I'm going to cut this out first. And then using a piece of the box which I've just cut off, I'm going to trace around this shape twice. And now I'm going to cut these out. So I now have my pom-pom templates. So remember, you need 2 of these, and the reason I transferred them onto cardboard instead of the paper was the paper is way too flimsy and is not going to help. We're not going to be able to make the pom-poms with this. So you don't have to use the box like I did, but some cardboard or something a little bit stronger than paper is ideal. So now it tells us to put the 2 card rings together so that the gap is lined up, like so. Wrap yarn around the cord. Wrap yarn around the card rings. Do not wrap too tightly. Wrap approximately 4 to 5 layers. So with my white yarn, I'm going to start wrapping all the way around this template. So this might take a while. I do actually have pom-pom makers, and if you have them, I would suggest using them because it's going to be a lot easier. But not everybody will. and I want to do what the pattern has instructed us to do. So this is a good way of making pom-poms if you haven't got pom-pom makers. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do because my arm's sore, but you can go around more times if you like. So now it says, snip the end of the yarn off. Use scissors to cut the yarn around the edge of the pom-pom maker by prising open the 2 pieces of card and snipping the yarn edge all around. Make sure the yarn doesn't fall out the centre. So that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to cut this yarn tail. And then what it wants us to do is to go in between the 2 pieces of cardboard, cutting open all of these strands. Okie doke. And next I'm going to take a strand of yarn before I let go, because I don't want to let go of this because all that pieces are going to fall out. I'm going to take a strand of yarn and I'm going to insert it down the centre of the 2 pieces of cardboard, and when I get into that gap I'm going to tie these really tight together. And then I can peel these cardboard pieces out. And there you have the pom-pom. So all you want to do now is tidy it up by cutting any extra long pieces down to size. So you're giving it a little haircut. You can also squeeze it together, and anything sticking out at the top, trim that off. And keep these 2 tails long because we'll use these to attach it to our rainbow at the end. So now I need to make another 4 of these. I'll meet you back when they're all done. I've got all my pom-poms done now, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. And then the last thing we need to make is our hanging loop. So it tells us to chain 20 and slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Fasten off but leave a yarn tail to sew on. So with the pink coloured yarn, I'm going to slip knot onto my hook and I'm going to chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then into the first chain that we made, I'm going to insert my hook and complete a slip stitch. Then I want to fasten off, so I'm going to chain 1, leave a yarn tail and cut. Now it's time to make up. So the first thing we're going to do is sew the rainbow pieces together, stuffing slightly as you join. So I'm going to bring the 2 sides of the rainbow in, and with the yarn tail, the long yarn tails, I'm going to pop one of them onto my embroidery needle, and then I'm going to hold the 2 pieces together and I'm going to sew them together by going through consecutive stitches on both pieces. So I'm going to go all the way around doing the same thing. So I'm going to just go through a stitch on both sides, joining them together. Now that I'm at the bottom of my work, I'm going to continue to join them in the same way by just stitching straight across. before I do any more stitches, I'm going to add some polyfill now. So I'm going to open this bag that came with the pack, and I'm going to stuff the rainbow. Then I can continue to sew up the end. Next, let's sew on the loop. So add both of these yarn tails one at a time then onto my embroidery needle, and I'm going to thread that into the centre top of the work, and then just weave that tail in and out. And I'm going to do that with both tails. So that's one, and then the second one. And now the last thing to do is to add all of our clouds, all of our pom-poms. So I'm going to add 2 pom-poms onto each end of the rainbow. And I'm going to do that by threading the tails from the pom-poms onto my embroidery needle and doing the same thing I did with the loop, which is just to insert into a stitch at the bottom of my work, and then thread that yarn tail in and out of the work multiple times. And do it with both tails. So my final thought of this rainbow is that I think it turned out really well. It's so cute, and I'd definitely make it again. Now, the only things I didn't like about it was the crochet hook and the embroidery needle. I just hated them. So I would advise you, if you get this kit, to throw them away straight away and to purchase something that's going to make this project a lot more easier for you, that you can use again and again with different projects. Now, the quality of yarn isn't great, but it serves its purpose, and for £3.99 you get more than enough yarn in the box. You get enough to make another 3 of these, even though it states that you only have enough for 2, but there's so much yarn left over in the box. Now, when it comes to the written pattern, I didn't enjoy the way it was written, and that might just be my preference, but with the cloud I actually didn't mind the lingo in it, but for some reason I just didn't enjoy this. I didn't like that it asked you to turn your work at the end of one row and then chain one at the beginning of the next, which is something that I'm not used to. I chain one and turn my work at the end of a row, so I didn't like all the chain ones at the beginning of the row. I think it was a really good idea to put in the pom-pom template that I could use, transfer into cardboard to make a pom-pom maker. I thought that was a really nice touch, and if I made this again, I think I would do the colours in a different order. So maybe I'd do it reverse with the pink at the bottom and so on. But no, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope this can help someone who has purchased this kit and might be having trouble with the written pattern. And I've got one more of these kits so far to do, which is an octopus, so I'll be doing that one next.